Hi, I'm Robin Stummvoll from Verso instruments. I'm based in Kassel, Germany. I'm a guitar builder and you're listening to Primary Guitars, Why I Built This. What is the biggest inspiration behind my guitars? When I'm starting a project, I usually start with a big research phase, which can take up to several weeks or even months. And in that research, I don't particularly too much into what I'm actually doing. Like when I'm designing an electric guitar, I don't research too much in electric guitars because I find inspiration in many things, like other designers or the history of musical instruments overall, like from 1500 to now. But speaking of electric guitars, I think the ones that inspired me the most were the early Rickenbacker guitars, like for example the frying pan guitar, which is an aluminium cast guitar, which you put on your lap, and also their Bakelite guitar, which is injection molded. And I think those are very crucial for me, or it hit me, it struck me when I saw these, because they were the first guitars, or one of the first guitars, even before a solid wooden body was made. And yeah, it's a different material and a smart use of material, which inspired me a lot. Speaking of designers that inspire me are Charles and Ray Eames, which I really adore, because of their fun they have with exploring stuff, working with materials in very smart ways you don't think of out of the box. And also Dieter Rams from Brown Design with the maybe worn out saying form follows function is a big influence for me. I think it's often a misunderstanding that when you're explaining somebody what is product design, then people think that it's making things beautiful. But to me, it's coming out of a necessity, maybe for how to simplify things, and the beauty comes with it. Like when you make things simple, that's inspiring for me. I came through to the idea of building this body, which is pretty weird and not a conventional way to build an electric guitar, by building a stick guitar. Basically, I used a roof pattern and really quickly built a guitar out of it, and it sounded really nice. And I felt the need of something to make it ergonomically more accessible to you. So I thought about lots of different materials, and I was kind of into materials that are not considered with a good tone, like for example like a cushion or textiles and soft materials, which aren't good for building instruments. I find it was kind of funny and inspirational for me. So I kind of had that moment where I hung up a shirt over that roof pattern, and it looked like a shirt hook, but also like a body to me. It was this shape hanging something over a stick, where I felt it could be something I can explore. And then I made it out of paper at first, and tried to make it more like a guitar, and then I used sheet metal because it's stiff and you can hold it tightly to your body and stuff. And that's the moment where I attached the pickup, was kind of by accident. It wasn't something I planned, and from there it started basically. The most unique characteristic of my guitars is probably the feature that you can place a magnetic pickup onto the surface of the guitar, and the guitar is made out of sheet metal, so yeah, it sticks to it automatically. And you can move the pickup around, or you can even swap it out with a different type of pickup, like humbucker to single coil. And when you play the instrument with 2 pickups, you can even move the pair, one to the treble side and one to the bass side, which allows you to maybe use it for 2 effects chains, also 2 separate effects chains, which opens up so much. And personally, I like it the most with 1 pickup, because just the movements, or maybe you hold it in your hand and doing swells like this, or you pick up noise from a light source close by. It's all possible, and it's fun to explore with that instrument. And it can sound also like a very, very nice electric guitar, which is completely normal. So it's nothing funky at all. It's a nice sounding instrument as well. If I could get my guitar in anyone's hand, it would probably be Liane La Havas, because she's a killer songwriter. I love her musical style, and I'm really, really, really not into... I'm not a guitar nerd, and I'm not into solistic guitar styles, and I'm also not into rock music too much. I like rock, but it's not my focus. And Liane, as I said, she writes good songs, but I never heard her play a solo or so. And she's so nice in rhythm, and also she plays very soft. And I think one of the things that hooked me most with electric guitars is the capability of playing quiet but loud. You know, with an acoustic instrument, you need to be loud so our audience can hear you, but with an electric you can play very soft and use compressor, and then everyone hears you. And I think that's where the instrument shines. So it's just my personal opinion. I would love to see anybody playing my guitars, even for metal, or I don't know. Yeah. If I would have to build something other than guitars, it's kind of a weird relationship between me and products, because I'm a product designer. I studied product design, but I don't like to be surrounded or to build too many stuff, because I think there's enough produced. Like I'm a big fan of buying used stuff, and so I like building things that are not temporarily, like gardening, or I'm really into photography and analog processing, photography in the darkroom. So, or making music. That's what I want to say with producing something or making something is kind of the same, maybe. And yeah, a bit weird for a product designer saying that, but it is like it is. The perfect complement for my guitars is at first a good amp, because the guitar is a lot of fun playing it by itself. For example, I'm a big fan of staying simple. I like tube amps, small tube amps, but I'm mainly using a Strymon Iridium for my recordings, for all of the videos, just because I don't have to mess around with micings, with mic positions and stuff. But I also like the idea of getting to know your gear you already have in a different way with my guitar. Like you have the possibility with the 2 pickups, and using your effects you have in a different way. So I don't recommend any pedal or something, because you definitely will have fun with the stuff you already have.